Anyway, so yun nga. Actually, I'm working from home today kasi masama pa yung pakiramdam ko since yesterday. So, I decided not to go to UNP first. Pero I'll still try to meet you and try to discuss some things regarding CSS para hindi naman sayang yung araw natin. Although medyo napagod lang ako sa naunang klase. Talagang hindi pa maganda yung pakiramdam. So, before we start with CSS, do you have any question regarding previous topics or regarding this class? So, I guess wala naman since walang nagtatanong. Let me share my screen. So, can you guys see my screen now? Ah,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
medyo pinapapasok ko na. Anyway, so what is CSS again? So, ayan, CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet. It is used to style your elements from HTML. It is used to give life to your elements. So again, and then we have, of course, the external CSS, the internal CSS, and the inline CSS. So the CSS syntax, we have the selector. In this example, we have the selector, which is H1, the declaration, color, the property and value. So yung property at value natin, they are separated by a colon. And then multiple declarations should be separated by a semicolon. Just in case you are just declaring a single property value combination, optional din naman yung semicolon. Okay? So here's an example of P color red and then text align center, where P is our selector and then inside the curly braces are our declaration, which is consists of property and the tag. I mean the value. Okay? So ano ba yung mga selectors natin and what are they for? So CSS selectors are used to find or select the HTML elements that you want to style. We can divide CSS selectors into 5 categories. We have the simple selectors, which are the name or the element name or tag name. We have the ID and then class. And then the combinator selectors, which selects elements based on a specific relationship between them. And then pseudo classes, which selects elements based on the certain state. And then attribute selectors, which select elements based on an attribute or attribute value. So we go first with our simple selectors. This is an example of the CSS element selector P. So any element can be selected using the CSS, the element selector. Missing naman po yung sarding mo data. Nabudol agaro din yung minumin So you can use any tag name. You can select any element by using their tag name. You can use div, you can use p, table. Pwede rin i-select nyo mismo yung body of the document, the HTML itself, and any other elements by using their tag names. And then the class selector, of course, or the ID selector, which is used to select an element based on their ID. It's just by appending the hash sign or the number sign before the ID. So it is used if you want to select a single element or an element with a specific ID inside the document. Okay. And then we have the class selector, which is used to select certain classes of elements. So it is used by using the dot and then followed by the class name of the element. So for example, we want to select elements with class text block. So we use the class name that followed by class name block, and then we can style the elements. So let's say color block. So all elements that has the text block class will be selected. Any question? Questions so far? Sumasagot. Okay. What if, for example,
Sir,
and what if, for example, we only want to select the text block elements, elements with class text block with a BG red, for example. So what if we want to select elements with class text block and BG red, but we don't want to select elements with class text block and BG white? How are we going to select them? Anyone from the class? Nakapagbasa-basa na ba kayo regarding CSS? Yes. Ano yan? Screenshot. Thank you so much. Good. Do you know how to select text block with beige red class. So ayan, in CSS, we can always combine selectors. Okay? So to select the text block elements with BG red class is to use all the class names or both the class names. So text block BG red. Okay. So as you have noticed, we have that text block BG red, which means that you are seeing an element or all elements which has both the text block and the BG red class. So it's different. Notice na wala tayong space dito. It's different when you add the space between the classes. So if you add the space in between, or the space means you are selecting these elements, or yeah, these elements that contains these elements, which means that you are selecting elements with text block class and then the BG red inside the text block element. So, pag niran natin yan, tingnan nyo yung difference. So, select, yung me natin, hindi siya na-select. Wala siyang color black and wala siyang background red. The reason is, meron tayong space, so it means that we are selecting the element inside. Okay? Ang kuha? Okay, we can also combine element selectors and class selectors. So for example, gusto lang nating i-select yung text block element with class text block inside the div. So we can combine the element selector and the class selector. So in this case, it's inside. Okay, so in this case, we are only selecting the text blocks that are inside a div element, not the text block inside a P, or this text block is inside another P. So yun, combining or combining the selectors, the different selectors that we have. Pwede rin tayong pwede rin tayong mag-combine ng lahat ng elements with that class and the span inside that class. So ayan, it selects the span. Okay? Or what if naglagay tayo ng P, text block and then P. So walang na-select kasi walang paragraph tag, wala tayong paragraph tag inside a text block class. Okay? And then of course, you can combine ID. The ID selector. Hindi natin may ID para lang. Ayan, pwede rin natin i-combine si ID selector with your class selector. Okay. Questions regarding the simple CSS selectors that we have? Pwede ring deeply nested selectors natin. For example, you select a div, span inside the div, and span inside the span. So, we do that, we only select the div span. Where's the inner span? I mean, div span and then span. Okay? Combining selectors. Any question? So, hindi kayo nagpo-question. I assume na naintindihan nyo. Then we go to what's this, the class selector and then the universal selector. So universal selector is the asterisk, which is used to select all elements. But this universal selector can also be combined with the other selectors. For example, gusto nyong i-select lahat ng elements that are inside P lamang. Okay? So, yung dalawang yun lang. Kasi, these elements, okay? Since, okay, we also have the image, but right now it's not showing. And of course, we cannot show the BR. So that's the universal selector, and then we have grouping selectors, which is separating the selectors by comma. So hindi kasi natin maiwasan na we have similar styles that we want to add for different elements or different classes. So in this case, H1, H2, and P all have the same text align center in color red. So in that case, instead of declaring like this, pwede natin siyang i-group H1, H2, then P. So all in single declaration, we can set the style. Okay, so, and then we go to the other selectors, the combinator selectors. Any questions so far? Bakit parang walang nagsasalita? Naintindihan na lahat or nakakasunod naman ba?
Sir.
Any feedbacks?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, the combinator selectors. So, as I have said earlier, if you put a space in between the selectors, it means that you are selecting the element inside or the descendant selector. Okay? And then the child selector, which is used or done using the greater than sign. The adjacent sibling selector, which is used to select the elements just after that element. And then the general sibling selector. So so yeah, general sibling P. So every or all P or I mean div that have P, okay, or a P in the div. So as you can see here, we have the paragraph 3 and paragraph 4 selected as they are the general sibling of the div of a div. Okay, and then the adjacent selector is used by using a space. So ayan, a P inside a div, and then the child selector, for example, we want to select P that are child of a div. So it's different if we have, let's say, section. So the difference between the child selector and the descendant selector is that the descendant selector selects every element that are inside this element. Okay, every P inside a div. Since this P is still inside a div, it is selected, as you can see in the right. But if we want to select only paragraphs that are direct child of a div, then we can use the greater than sign. As you can see, it's only paragraph 2 that is selected. Okay, question and the selectors. Then we also have the pseudo-class selectors, selects elements based on certain states. So here you can see that we select an element if we put the cursor over the element or the hover selector, and then the focus or active selector. So we select the element if the element is in focus. Okay, so they are achieved, they are done using the selector followed by the pseudo class. Some pseudo classes are hover, active, and then for anchor pseudo classes we have link, visited for visited links, hover for mouse over, and active for the active link. Okay, so ayan, you can have different colors for different state of the links. Like for example, na-click nyo na dati si CSS Combinators, then you can have a different color or a different style for the click link, which is the visited link. So mouse over and then focus. You can also achieve, for example, you want to simulate in your browser the different state of the element.
Nabara una.
Ang tagal mag-load. Anyway, that's for our pseudo class selectors. And then we also have the pseudo elements. Hello, do you still hear me?
Sir,
Parang nagbagal yung
Yes,
connection ko.
sir.
Thought I was disconnected, parang mabagal yung connection. And then after pseudo class, we have the pseudo elements. So yan, pseudo elements is used to style specified parts of an element. Example, the syntax is double colon, unlike kanina na single colon for the pseudo class. So, for example, we want to style only the first line of a paragraph. So we can use P, first line. You may need to use this for example, you want to indent, okay, the first line, or you may want to set a specific style for the first line of the paragraph. So you can use the first line pseudo element. So here we also have first letter, and then we have the before and after pseudo elements, which is used to add a content when the user or to an element. So instead of having it as the last or as a part of the HTML, you can insert content using CSS. Okay. Reason being is, for example, you have a list, and then the first element of the list, you don't have to put a border, left border, and then for the last element, you don't have to put a right border. Then you can use after, or you can just use before to insert borders or a tile between the elements, in between the left and the rightmost elements. Okay, so those are your um, pseudo element selectors. Of course, the selection is used for the selected text or the selected element of the user. So pag highlight natin. Any question? So maliwanag na tayo sa ibang selectors, and then the attribute selectors. They are used to select elements based on an attribute or an attribute value. So I think I have in the chart earlier. Okay, for example, you want to select type elements with type text. So, meron kasi tayong input type text and input type password here. So well, you want to select with only type text. So you use the type attribute, okay, or the attribute selector. Or you may have input type equals checkbox, and input type equals radio. Okay, so this is your checkbox, this is your radio button. So what if, for example, you want to select only input with type radio buttons or type radio? So you use the attribute selector. Okay, it can be in combination with the tag name input type equals radio, or you can just use padding. Palitan natin yung border 1 solid. Okay, so hindi siya masyadong nag-effect. So yan, that's how you select attributes or select elements based on attributes. So after selectors, any question with the selectors? Take note, you can always combine selectors. Like for example, you only want to select input with type radio inside the form, or let's say inside a form control class. So yeah, you can always combine selectors. Or you may want to, ba natin i-combine to? Pwede ring combine nyo na for active. Or you can also combine with what else? For example, a first child. First child selector. So yan, you can combine any of the different selectors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that we have. Okay, you can nest, or you can combine as many selectors as you want. For example, you want to select a body inside that contains a div, that contains a table, that contains a span, that contains another span, that has a class try this with an ID inside the span value. So, yan, combination of selectors. Okay, any question so far? Parang walang question. Naintindihan ba lahat ng selectors natin?
Medyo, sir.
Medyo. How about the others?
Okay lang, sir.
Okay lang. Okay lang means naintindihan, or okay lang na mag-discuss na lang?
Ano na yun, sir?
Anyway, you can always review from any source, since almost pare-parehas lang din naman ng discussion regarding CSS, because the rule, the properties, they are just the same, the selectors. So, ayan. You can always use W3 calls din, since they are almost complete and it's easy to understand. Okay. Now, going back to the cascading style sheet. So, bakit siya tinawag na cascading style sheets? Paano nagka-cascade yung styles natin from one form of style sheet to the other? Okay, so as we have said before, we have the external CSS, the internal CSS, which is this one, and the inline CSS, which is the style, using the style attribute. Style equals, ayan. So this is your inline CSS, this is your internal CSS, and the external, which is what you should be using. in your assignment. Style equals style sheet href equals externals. So yan. This is your external CSS, this is your internal, and this is your inline. Okay? So, paano ba siya nagka-cascade? So, the first priority natin is the inline. Okay? So, when it comes to priority, it's inline, internal, then external. And then the browser default. That's for priority. Okay? Let me just list here. Priority, we have inline, internal, external. Then default, the browser default. When it comes to scope, the largest scope can be default. So baliktad naman siya, default and external, internal, then inline. Okay. So, but in this case, almost internal tsaka inline lang yung pag-experimentuhan na lang natin. So, just imagine if we have the external, it will be the same as internal and inline relationship. Okay? So, paano ba ang nangyayari kay internal? Bakit meron tayong internal at saka inline? Bakit siya tinawag na cascading style sheet? So, for example, we have here a definition which is P, or all elements inside P should be colored black, should have a black text and background red. Okay? So this span here has this span here is contained inside the P. So it should have a color black and a background red. So what if we have an inline style here? Okay? So let's say meron tayong background which is green, and let's say we also have a border px solid and yellow, and we have a padding of 10 px. Okay, then we run. So as you can see here, this element span inherited, okay, the color block from the internal style and then added the background green, the border yellow, and the padding 10 pixels. So, ganun yung nangyayari. Kung ano yung wala dun sa isang style sheet, kinokopya nila. And then, kung ano yung parehas na meron, it depends on our priority. So, yung mas prioritize niya is the inline. So, yun ang nasusunod. So, for example, nilagyan natin ng background red sa internal and then background green sa inline, yung background green ang nasusunod. Okay? So, another example, we have color yellow in the inline. So, of course, yung inline ang susundin niya since siya yung mas priority. Okay? Any question? Hello? Maliwanag ba yung pag-cascade ng styles natin? May naintindihan ba kayo or nagiging magulo na? Okay, anyone from the group, for example, we want to... Okay, my question is, what if meron tayong may na-define na inline CSS, pero pwede lang nating galawin si internal or external CSS. For example, hindi natin pwedeng galawin yung code dun sa HTML mismo since it is written by another developer. We are only designing for the page and we cannot touch the source code or the HTML code. Paano natin a-applyan, for example, ng to, okay? Color yellow siya as defined in the inline, pero gusto natin siyang gawing color blue para mas simple. By using the inline CSS. Or most probably it should be from external, pero since wala tayong sample na external muna dito, using inline muna. Although it's should have the same example. Si internal and external, parehas na mas mababa yung priority kay inline. So, paano natin isa-select and papalitan ng kulay yung me na yellow. Okay, very good. Jericho Navarro, you have to use the important. So, for example, you want to select the span. Okay, P span. Ano ba yung doon? Okay, P span. Color, blue, and then use the important keyword. So, yun. Pwede nyo pa rin i-override si inline or internal CSS, yung mas mataas ang priority from the less priority na CSS by using the important keyword. Ang problema nyo na lang is kung meron ding nakalagay na important kay inline. Okay? Pag may nakalagay din na important kay inline, it's either you use JavaScript na lang siguro to remove the important or to set a more important selector. Okay? Another another thing I want to discuss regarding the cascading is, or the priority of the selectors is, the more specific the selector is, yun yung nasusunod. So for example, you have here color div color blue. And then you have the only div. Okay, let's duplicate this. Yeah, let's duplicate this and let's make it a div. So yan, lahat ng div nagkaroon na ng what happened? So and for example, we have div color blue. Lahat ng div nag-color siya ng blue. But if you have a more specific, this works with internal and external CSS. For example, you have a div that red. In your external CSS, syempre yung mas specific na selector yung masusunod. So for example, we add a class here na red. Okay, the more specific selectors will be followed or has the higher priority. Okay, question? Wala masyadong nagko-question or we still listening or what? Maybe you may want to turn on your videos so that I can monitor kung anong ginagawa nyo since hindi naman kayo masyadong nagsasalita. But the others, let's put it in another window. Very good. Good morning, guys. So walang question regarding the selectors, the cascading of our CSS, of our styles. Okay, then we go to this model. Skip ko na lang siya since most of them are easy to understand. I just want to highlight some of the tasks. So the box model is our core. It's our structure in CSS that is followed for every element. So every HTML element is considered as boxes. In CSS, the term box mode is used when talking about design and layout. So lahat ng elements natin, they are just boxes wherein they have content, they have padding, the border. Do you still see my screen? Which screen? I mean, hello? Aling screen na nakikita nyo? Yung Google Meet? Google Meet or yung W3 Schools?
W3 Schools, sir.
Okay. So yan, content padding, border, and margin. The content is, of course, the content of the box where the text and images appear. The padding clears an area around the content. The padding is transparent. Border is the line or the space that is around the padding and the content. So ito siya. And then the margin clears an area outside the border. The margin is transparent. So, ayan. Content, padding, and border. Padding and margin are transparent. They go with the background color of the box. Or for margin, the background color of the box that contains it, or the element that contains it. Okay? Question? So, kanina may nagtanong sa ibang klase sa CS kung kailan daw ba ginagamit ang padding at saka margin. So, margin is used when you want to set content around the border, and padding is used when you want to set content between the border and the content itself. That's your padding. So, experiment natin si Messenger. So, this is your padding. Content, if you have noticed, it's the content between this content and border itself. That's your padding. Okay, and the margin, notice nyo na lang, tingnan nyo na lang yung last message na. The margin is the area around the border. So, margin, dpx. So, as you have noticed, gumalaw yung element natin when we use the margin. So, yung color natin is inside the border. Although you can set the background color to be just the content area or the box itself, including the border. But for the margin and padding, that's different. And of course, your border is that's your border. So yung content is, of course, the content na nilalagay nyo. It's usually added through HTML. But for the border, padding, and margin, they are usually set using CSS. And then there's another property here, which I want to highlight, outline. So the outline is outside the border. Okay? And usually it does not move the element because it's not counted as part of the element. Okay? Notice the difference between the border and the outline. So, ayan, in the box model, calculation of the size is, or in this example, just the width, but it applies both to width and height. So left and right padding plus the left and right borders. So borders included in the size of the box. And then left plus right margin. Okay? So lahat yan nagka-count dun sa size ng element natin. Including of course the content. Question? Any questions so far? So this example, this calculation is based on this example. Width is 320px, padding is 10px, border is 5px. So padding and border is applied to all the sides, top, left, right, and bottom. So and then aside from this bus model, we also have the top, the left, the right, and the bottom. Wherein if you want to specify border only for the top border, then you can use border top. And then padding top or margin top. Or it depends kung saan nyo gustong ilagay lang yung property na yun. So we have the directions. And then first, so there are three general kinds of fonts. We have the sans serif, the serif, and the monospace. So ano bang pinagkaiba ng tatlo? Serif, they are the fonts with small lines at the end on some characters. Example is Times New Roman, and Georgia. So yung serif na tinatawag natin is itong naka-highlight ng red dito. And sans serif, of course, your Arial, Verdana. Sans meaning without the serif, without the strokes. So yan, yung sans serifs natin. And then monospace, same space that has taken by each letter, regardless of the size of the letter. So for example, monospace, let's see that in Career New. Notice that the letter I has the same space with the letter C or letter E. Unlike sa Arial and Times New Roman natin na maliit lang yung pinupunch ni I. Okay, usually used for printed materials, whereas sans is used for online or on-screen text. Kung mapapansin nyo, most websites do use serif fonts dahil mas madali siyang basahin on screen. Compared to Times New Roman or compared to serif fonts, which is a bit harder to read when on screen because of our pixels, but they are easier to read on printed materials like books. So kung mapapansin nyo, most books, they use serif fonts. Although ginagamit din si serif fonts, sa on-screen text natin, but usually for headings lang siya, for headers or small amount of text. So usually we do not use them for paragraph. Okay, then you can also use usually naman si monospace, they are used for codes. Okay? Kasi mas makita natin yung alignment ng codes natin if we are using monospace. So yan, that is for the fonts. And then of course, you can use the font family or the generic name. The generic font name family is the sans serif and serif. So usually pag nag-specify tayo ng font sa CSS, we start with the family name followed by generic name. Kasi ang nangyayari dito, pag meron si Times New Roman, yun ang ginagamit niya. Pag wala, it tries to look for Times. Pag wala pa rin, it will try to use the generic serif fonts for the device. Ganun din kay yung sans serif, for example, it tries to use Arial. Wala, it tries to use Helvetica. Pag wala pa rin, it tries to use any sans serif font available for that device. Okay, so that's your family declaration. And then, of course, you can use fonts from other external sources, from CDN or font providers like Google. So by just specifying the link or URL for the font to use. Any question? Okay, so I think that will be all for the fonts. And then for the units, these are the units that we can use to specify length in CSS. We can use cm, mm, or millimeters, inches, pixels, point, and picas. And then these are for absolute lengths. And then we can use relative lengths ex, which is rarely used. So it depends on the x height of the font. So magkakaiba rin kasi yung sizes ng fonts natin depending on how they are created. So, but it's rarely used. We have CH, we have REM. So the difference between EM and REM is the reference, which is for EM, it's relative to the parent element, whereas the REM or REM is relative to the root element, which is your HTML. So pag sinabi natin, for example, naglagay tayo ng font size ng HTML natin, which is let's say 16px, 1 rem is 16px, 2 rem is 32px, and 0.5 rem, for example, is 8px. Right? So relative. And then VW and VH for the viewport width and viewport height. So it depends on the device that you are using. For example, mobile devices, tablet, and laptops all have different viewport width and height. So it depends. The size depends on the device that you are using. And then Vmin and Vmax is the viewport, smaller or larger dimension, whether you are using your device in portrait or in landscape mode. And then of course, percent is the percentage of the length relative to the parent element. So pag sinabi natin width of elements just 50%, it's 50% of the parent element. That includes, of course, the padding or the border of the parent element. So pag naglagay ka ng padding na, let's say for example, your parent element is 300 pixels, and then you have two child elements which are set to 50% width. If you have padding or border or margin for the parent element, that of course the two child elements which are set to 50% will not fit into columns. Okay, so pupunta na sa baba yung isang element natin. And then, for the CSS Advanced here, the animation, transformations, you can play around with it. You can create animations of yourself. I mean, your own animations. So you can transform the elements. You can animate as well as transform. And that's for, anyway, madali lang naman yan. You just have to read and then try it. Media queries, of course, for selecting the media, usually used for responsive web development, mobile first web development. So that is if you want to apply a style for a different media or a different screen width. So example here, media is media type. You may, okay, print CSS. So you may want to create CSS that is only applied when they try to print your document. For example, yung mga buttons natin, we can remove them if they try to print the document. Or you can have different styles for different screen widths. For example, media screen, it's for screen, okay? And min width is for 80px. So usually for, let's say, smartphones, so pa naman, or tablets, it's in that range. So you want to apply CSS only for if the mean width of the device is for 80px. So for 80px above, let's say larger smartphones up to desktops or TVs, this will apply to all screens. Okay? And then for example, mean width natin is 720 or let's say 1080. So it will only apply to 1080 pixels and above. So let's say laptops and TVs. So until 4K displays or even larger displays. So that's your media queries. It's usually used for responsive web development. So what else? Another na discuss ko kanina dun sa other section is the use of image sprites. Kasi dun sa pinagawa kong exercise, the list, since they try to follow the same style, they crop the image. So eto, clean-up nila yung image mismo and they place it here. So that's why I discussed the image sprite. So image sprite is a collection of images put into a single image. So for example, you want to combine multiple small images into a larger image para mabawasan yung server load natin. Kasi kung madaming images ang ni-request ng website natin from the server may have may not respond or may have hard time to respond to all our requests since they have limited requests that they can respond to also depending on the size of the server. And nga, so to minimize the request to the server, we can use image sprites. And to improve the loading speed of the page, we can use image sprites to combine multiple images inside single image. And so you can only see down and forward arrow. But if you have this in the style, we have only, or we are only using a single image. Okay, so paano na-achieve that? Paano na-achieve yung ganyan na style natin? So we set the width of the container to exactly the same size of the image, and then we use the image as a background image, and we position the background image. Okay? So, i-try natin i-lagyan yung element natin para makita natin na nandun lahat yung image. So, this is your image. Let's remove the repeat. So, ayan. This is your background image. Pero, kanina, home lang yung nagpapakita. It is because we set the size of the container to be same size as the home only, and uh, the background image, since eto lang kanina yung size ng element natin, na hide na yung other part of the background image. Okay? So balik natin. That's your home. What if nagkamali ka ng pag-set ng position image? So yun, as you can see, this is just the single image. Pero since nagkamali tayo ng positioning, it shows both half of the two images. Okay, so that's your image sprite. Combining multiple images into a single image so as to reduce the server load. Question? I think yung iba parang madali lang. I mean, madali din naman kahit yung mga ginis ko, pero I just want to highlight them. Kasi parang sila yung mga core styles na pwede natin gamitin sa CSS. So question and answer tayo. Any other question? Any more question? Anything you want to add? Parang wala na, no? Ms. Mayor, any question? Maybe you want to represent the class? Okay, it seems na wala na kayong question. So I think that will be all for this week. I leave to play around with CSS to learn more about. So ayan, CSS gives life to your HTML elements. So it gives colors, it gives effects, it allows you to position them nicely, allows you to use background colors, background images, and so on. Okay, so that will be all for today. Have a nice weekend, everyone.
Have a nice weekend, sir.